I can't believe it. We're already on episode 18 of the free-to-play series. It's amazing, guys. I'm loving making this series and I'm loving that you guys enjoy it. Now, going forward, we will be having 2 episodes a week, so we'll be doing Wednesdays and we'll also be doing Saturdays. So that is something for you to look forward to. Now, in terms of this week's progress, it wasn't the best for progress. I just was so busy getting everything ready. I've got some stuff coming up IRL in the next couple of weeks, so I'm trying to get that all ready and ready to go. So I haven't been putting as much time as I should be into the game, but that's okay. Obviously, not everyone can spend 60, 70, 80 hours a week on this game, because that's more than people are working each week, and we all have lives, guys, right? So, what have we done this week? Well, we have continued to unlock ships. We actually unlocked Sunfact ship today. We've also put some more shards into other characters. We're also about 20 to 25 shards into the Grievous farm. We are picking him up when we see him. Well, we've also started unlocking Wampa. Wampa's now only 60 shards away from unlock, which means we should have him in about 1 to 2 months. Now, why is this important? Well, that also correlates with when we'll be getting our first Omicron, most likely. So it does raise the question of, do we Omicron Wampa as our first choice? And it is quite tempting, guys. It is quite tempting. You actually saw here, somehow, I made the mistake of taunting with Stormtrooper, and Stormtrooper has no gear, so Stormtrooper got one-shotted by Mace. So I just went back in and didn't use the taunt this time. Kanan soaked it up, which was really awesome to do. That's now the 3rd tier of this challenge done, and that means we can now get stun guns on Sim. It's perfect. Now, I know a lot of people like to moan about the gear changes that never came. And again, I don't like it either, guys. I just want to make that clear. But what I do want to say is now you can stack those stun guns up. And whilst you may not have seen the difference when you're already in the system of being stuck needing stun guns, when you are in the position this account is in, where you're still early game, so you're not really using those stun guns yet, but you're still getting lots of them. That means that when it comes around to needing them, you already have that reserve in place. So it is quite useful. You can also see on the screen now, we did finally get Hera to gear 7. So that is our Phoenix now all geared up. We are not going to touch them again in terms of gear. Now, in terms of abilities, we will most likely level all their abilities to level 7. We're going to Omega all the uniques in Hera's lead and Chopper's basics. We're going to do a few Omegas here because obviously this is a Grand Arena focused account, and we want every team to be as good as possible. If we're going to invest in a team, we want them to be decent. So we are going to invest in that sense, just in the Omegas for the uniques and the basic on Chopper. So going forward, we should hopefully end up with a decent Phoenix team that if we mod them well, maybe they get the occasional hold on defense, maybe they don't. Who knows, but they're going to be a filler team for defense for sure. Remember, guys, when we get into Grand Arena, which we're getting close, I think I'm mid-level 70s now, so we're about 10 levels away. Now, once we get into the Grand Arena, it's going to be 3 teams on defense, and then 1 fleet. So, whilst Phoenix aren't necessarily a good team, they are a team to place. And I've been watching lots of different content creators this past couple of weeks. I've been trying to look up what they're doing in their Grand Arenas. I'm trying to look at content creators who are doing early to mid-game accounts, which I'll link some of them in the description. And a lot of them go across these people. And these are bigger GP accounts. You know, these are 7 million accounts, 6 million accounts, 5 million GP accounts, who are not setting full defenses. And what this means is you're basically giving your opponent the maximum possible banners. Not just for taking a full team of 5 or a full team of 3, but it takes it as if you undermanned it with one character and soloed for max health and max protection. So even if you've got the worst Phoenix team in the world, set it on defense, because then at least if your opponent gets maximum banners, they earned it. Don't give them these freebies. Now, okay, there are some ways around this, like a certain someone, who I won't mention their name, used Executor only defense and saw some success. So there is, sometimes there's ways around this. Or say you have Lord Vader and your opponent literally has no counter, or JMK Cat and your opponent has no counter. You could probably place that on its own and no one else behind, and maybe that would work. But for the majority of you, you need teams to play. So Phoenix does have a spot in our defense, because in the end, if we're going to need 3 teams on defense and 3 teams on offense, we just hit level 85. Well, we're not going to have, Dash up and running. We're not going to have Iden up and running. We're not going to have all these teams at once. So Phoenix are going to play a role, and it's most likely going to be that filler team on defense. And in the background, you can actually see our Galactic War for this week. It's quite nice now that we've got two separate teams. We've now got a Smuggler team that's decent gear, and we've now got a Phoenix team that's decent gear. Now, what I don't like, guys, is this. Going up against good bad batches, because they just wreck us terribly. We tried Phoenix here, and we just got screwed. We also then took in Smugglers, and same story, guys. We got absolutely annihilated. It was not fun, put it that way. Bad Batch and Rex in the team. Oh, this was really tough. And again, going down the line, this raises the question: what teams are we investing in outside of the core farming plan? You know, obviously we're going for Starkiller, so we're going for Mara Jade team. We're going for a Kyle Katarn team. We're also going for a Darth Talon team, and then we're going for a Dash team. But what other teams are we investing in? Well, if we go down the executive route, obviously Imperial Troopers and Bounty Hunters, which is very, very appealing. Now, if we go even further down the line, now that R9 mats are in the store, they are in shipments, guys, there's no reason why in a year after Executor we could go for Radis, for example. Because if I go for Executor after I finish Starkiller, and then I'm getting that #1 in fleet, that's obviously helping me in Grand Arena, then there's always the possibility of going down the Radis route. JML is still very appealing. Ray is also appealing because of Ben Solo. There's loads of things that are appealing. But this is maybe a case of my eyes are bigger than my stomach. I think that's the saying. Where basically I'm seeing all these fun things and I want them now. I want them now. And it's just not going to happen. And sometimes it's okay to dream about these things, but sometimes you need to sit down and say, okay, I'm maybe not going to get, the Radis? Profundity. Apologies, guys. I've been calling it Radis for the last couple of minutes there. I meant to say Profundity. But there's maybe the argument to be made that we're not going to get there, and we're not going to get all these different things. So it's important to concentrate on the ones that are accessible. Now, I just want to comment on something that someone commented on my video a couple of weeks ago. It was the one where I was talking about proving grounds and getting to 4 million GP in the space of 1 calendar year. And someone said that's just impossible, Glurmit. How are you going to do that? It's hard, for sure, but it is possible. One, I know people who have done it, and two, if you remember back to my talk show with Darth Locator, and we actually spoke there, and it is possible. So I just wanted to spend a few minutes going over some of the ways to bloat your account. I think this is important to talk about, especially as Conquest is coming around on Monday. So we're recording this about 3 or 4 days before Conquest starts. And here's the thing, guys. The first way to increase GP is level up those characters. Don't leave them at level 1. Even if you take them to level 50 so you can place mods on them, that is GP. The second way is upgrade and level ships. Just unlocking ships can give you 20 to 30,000 GP, which is incredible. On top of that, applying Omegas, applying Zetas, and overall applying ability mats or gear. Do you have lots of characters at Gear 1? Well, why not take them to Gear 7? Gear 7 is normally where you get the Carbunties and the Cryotex, and the stun guns. So there's no reason why you can't take characters to Gear 7 for low cost, and that's going to be more GP. So there are ways around this. We just need to be in a bloating mindset. And yes, it's hard. A lot of us have been ingrained into our minds that it's bad to bloat and it's very important to be lean. But in this case of the game right now, in its current state, it's more important to focus on bloating. Make sure your roster's as thick as it can be. And if you can do that, then, you know, that's kind of the main goal. Whilst the aim of this account is to be good in Grand Arena, to make sure that we stay relevant in Grand Arena and make it long term, we need to make sure that we get into a position in this game where we're at least unlocking each new Conquest character at least 6 months after their release. So that is the month that they leave Conquest altogether. And by doing this, we need to hit 4 million GP. So that is our goal in the immediate future. That is why going for something like Executor into Radis, or going for any capital ship, this could be Finalizer, this could be the Profundity, any of these would be so important because they give you so much GP. I want to ask you guys, what have you done this week in your Galaxy of Heroes gameplay? Have you unlocked anyone good? Are you doing any events? like for example, I can see in my chats that there's a few people starting their gas P4 farm, so good luck to whoever's doing that. I also know some people are unlocking JMK this week, so good luck to those people as well. So let me know in the comments, what big achievement did you make this week? And I hope you all enjoyed this video. My name is Glurmit. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I hope you all have a glowing day.